Imagine finishing a long day of work with a solid plan to read, exercise, or work on a side project. But instead, you blink and it's already 11 p.m. You have spent the entire evening scrolling through short-form content, feeling mentally drained despite doing nothing productive. Your brain is not necessarily broken. It is suffering from dopamine overload. Modern life has slowly trained your brain to expect non-stop stimulation from endless entertainment and notifications. Why do you have the energy to scroll for 2 hours straight, but feel too exhausted to read 10 pages? The real hook of digital distraction is the variable reward. Your brain never knows when the next interesting piece of content is coming, so it keeps checking. Ordinary evening activities like reading, studying, or engaging in deep conversations lose their emotional intensity. This leads to attention fragmentation, where you half-watch videos and half-read articles. You end up consuming massive amounts of stimulation, but process almost nothing deeply, leaving you feeling strangely empty. By structuring your evening around 3 definitive touches or phases, you can eliminate the procrastination. Willpower alone almost never works long-term because your environment usually beats willpower. The very first action you take must be creating friction between yourself and your digital triggers. The easier something is to access, the more often you will do it. Log out of addictive apps, turn your screen to grayscale, or keep your phone entirely outside. The less your brain has to debate, the more likely you are to take productive action. Once you remove the digital chaos, you will likely feel uncomfortable or bored. Boredom is actually a vital bridge to reflection, problem solving, and deeper thinking. Engage in low-stimulation behaviors, such as cooking, taking a long walk, reading, or just sitting quietly. Moving your body releases endorphins and dopamine in a balanced way, shifting your brain's state. Reaching for your phone in the evening is often avoidance of stress, uncertainty, and the mental noise of the workday. Take a slow breath, shift your posture, and replace the extreme thought with a neutral, grounded reality. Motivation is the worst system because it is completely unreliable, fluctuating based on stress, mood, and energy. Don't just set a goal to try to read more. Tell yourself, I am a reader. 5 minutes of reading or 10 push-ups daily reduces mental resistance and builds momentum. Keeping the habit alive is more important than perfection. Sleep is essential maintenance for the brain that clears waste, organizes memories, and restores cognitive function. Sleep at consistent times, reduce screen exposure before bed, and avoid heavy late-night stimulation. You shift from being a passive consumer of endless inputs to someone who can think clearly and act intentionally. When you rely on systems rather than willpower, your focus will naturally improve. Small actions, repeated for years, will always outperform a massive effort that only lasts a few weeks. Protect your attention carefully because it dictates your behavior, and your behavior ultimately shapes your life. Reset your environment, cross the boredom bridge, build consistency,